Good morning, fellow Rotarians.
Good morning.
Welcome to my last meeting. You made it through the year with me.
Thank you.
Still alive!
Still alive and kicking. Brian Bauer, would you lead us in the pledge?
Please face the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Wow. Thought for the day, Dan.
Right here. In the fine words, and I forget if it was Mo, Larry, or Curly. I tried to think, but nothing happened.
And I have a thought from President Abraham Lincoln. I have always found that mercy bears richer fruits than strict justice. Yeah. Joe?
Oh, here we are. This is it.
Let's have a merciful song.
Yeah, well,
Or something.
what do you want to do? I don't know. I'll leave it up to you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, have you given it any thought?
I'm going beautiful morning.
You mean our trademark?
Yeah.
All right. Everybody knows.
There's a bright golden day.
Go.
There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. The corn is as high as an elephant's eye, and it looks like it's climbing clear up to the sky. Oh, what a beautiful morning, oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling, everything's going my way.
Say hello to your friends and neighbors. Everybody, welcome back, Richard Ruby! Ruby, 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 Ruby! Woo-hoo! So good to have you back, my friend.
Well done, Jerry.
Thank you to today's greeters, Lori Darling and Kathy Rogers and Helene for stepping in and helping out. And to our mic team, who seem to be absent, Natalie and Barbara. Bob, would you like to be
I'm
our...
not applauding them.
And
They're not.
who else?
Kathy loves it.
Debbie, thank you, my dear. So, we don't have President-elect Matt here. Do we have any visiting Rotarians? We actually had a visiting Rotarian here this morning. I don't know if you got to meet him. He was not able to stay because he had a meeting in San Francisco to go to, and he had to leave, but he left me his card. He was from Japan. He brought in banners, and we exchanged banners. He gave me a whole bunch of pins and something else that I haven't opened yet.
Wasabi.
Yasuhiko Nishiwaki. And he didn't speak hardly any English, and he couldn't explain to me that he had to leave. So he called up somebody on the phone, and I don't know if it was his secretary or what, but she was trying to explain it to me. There was so much noise in here, I ended up going into the closet so I could hear. So Bill came out of the closet this morning. And guests, do we have some guests this morning? We do.
Yes, we've got Adrian Engstrom, and he's a writer and editor.
Hi everybody.
Boy, good to have you back.
Thank you. I was here once about 6-8 weeks ago. It's great to see you all this wonderful morning. The usual gusto to the singing and so on. And these eggs are amazing. So my compliments to the chef. Great to see you all.
Okay, so the last of President Bill's Beatles ties. We got through about 2/3 of them. So,
Help us go.
no?
That's mine.
Nice try.
I'm digging your garden.
Right, he's throwing rice. I can hear him there.
I don't know if you can see, but there are like question marks and there's a guy. And nope.
Already done that one.
All of the missing. Yesterday.
There's no way anybody can get that.
Since I was there here to stay, oh, I believe in yesterday, Sunday. And I have been I used to be. There's a shadow hanging over me. Oh, yesterday, inside of me.
Oh, nostalgia.
That was one of those early ones. They were just starting to get into bringing in things like violins, and they did such amazing work adding instruments. I think one of the first ones to do that was Penny Lane when they added that high trumpet. Loved that. Anyway,
No, I gotta watch that.
did I explain the tie? Not really. I mean, it's how do you create a tie that's about yesterday? It's sort of the question mark, past unknowns and futures yet to come. So what happened this day in history? June 27th, 1978. This was the day they launched CSAT. It was the first of the big weather satellite things, and this one was specifically mapping out the oceans. In one day, it would circle the globe 14 times. And it was so accurate for the first time ever, they could use it to start predicting wave heights. You know how nowadays we know ahead of time when down at Half Moon Bay they're going to have the big
Tsunami.
Mavericks. That's because they've got satellites up there that can actually measure wave heights. That's how accurate they were. This is 1978. The thing only lasted for 99 days, but it proved out the concept of using satellites for imaging, and it covered 98% of the world's ocean surface.
Hey, Bill.
Yes?
Can I say something quick about satellites?
Yes?
Last Thursday, some of us lucky people got to go to the star party that Linda and Jim donated for the Rites of Spring, and we saw a satellite. Yeah. Among other things.
Which one?
Thank you, Linda and Jim, for doing that. It was a wonderful.
Jim's moon, that's all.
That was one of the things that when Pete and I hiked the Appalachian Trail, we didn't sleep out every night. A lot of times we were inside shelters or pitched a tent, but on nice nights we would sleep out under the stars, just lay down the sleeping bags and a ground cloth. And we especially tried to do it on nights when we knew there was going to be meteor showers. So like in August and things like that. But almost every time we would see satellites going over. And so we would always point them out to other hikers. What's that? What's that? Anyway, birthdays in history. June 27th was the birthday of Helen Keller. Helen Keller was the first blind woman ever to get a master's degree. She was a political activist and lecturer and prolific author, well-traveled and spoken. And she was also very active in women's causes, including women's suffrage. Born in 1890, 1880, before women had the right to vote. So here's a blind, deaf woman out there fighting for causes. So I think we don't have any excuses for not doing everything we can, all the time we can, to make this place a better world. She did a great job. June 27th was also the birthday of Ross Perot.
You left-hand second son, that's all them jobs going down to Mexico.
Remember Ross Perot?
That dog can't hunt.
He was actually the largest vote getters of a third party in the nation's history.
Yeah, and then he wrecked it for some reason.
Is any what?
Nothing.
Anyway,
We got political comments.
Rotarian birthdays coming up. Michael Cook, July 4th. What a patriotic guy. Where's Michael? He's not here today. Oh, okay. Oh, that's right, he's working the convention, of course. And we have some Rotary anniversaries. First among them, Richard. Woo-hoo.
That's great that he's back.
So it's been 5 years.
Olivier.
Somebody hand him a mic?
Yes.
Get that radio voice going.
That was one of the things of the event I got to take part in, is I just noticed how much I missed you all and love you all and appreciate what you do in the world. So, thank you very much.
We're glad to have you back.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back. I'll miss a couple meetings, but I'll start coming again.
Great. Member anniversary, Jim Gillian, not here today, but 2004, so 14 years for Jim. And Susan Scott,
Oh, I had no idea.
you're looking pretty royal there.
Yeah, no, those were
June 30th.
the old days,
The old days.
before I became a private citizen.
It's good to be the king.
And you'll know how that feels very soon. I'm glad to be here.
Wise words for us, reflections on your Rotary career?
Oh, well, nope. Party on.
Okay, and we have a wedding anniversary coming up too. Steve and Lori Darling.
How darling.
Yes, that man put up with me for 38 years, I think, or maybe it's 40 this year, so I can't remember. It's been so fun.
So why on Independence Day
Oh, that's a
did you
good,
get married?
that's a good story, because we decided all of a sudden, we'd been living together in sin back in those years for 2 years, and we just said, oh, we're gonna get married. His mother had cancer, she was dying, and we were gonna get married in September out at Armstrong Woods, and they said, well, we're booked up all the way through September on the weekends, and she says, oh, the only day we have available is July the 4th. It was Wednesday in the middle of a week. And we said, perfect. So we had 30 days to get everybody together, and that's what happened. So we were married at Armstrong Woods by a peacock out at the theater. And that's true because it was Reverend Peacock. So it's a good story. Anyway, so that was a long time ago. Yep, 2 daughters, 2 grandkids. Life is good.
Happy anniversary to both of you.
All those feathers.
And we're not doing it because we're old.
You know, one of the things we always do when we get new members is we have a celebration and talk about them. We don't always talk about it when folks are departing us for whatever reason. And we've got some folks that are going to be leaving our company. Barbara Vogelsheim, Debbie,
Not unexpected.
Vicki, and Julie Kidd. And I just want everyone to think about what wonderful times we have had together with all these great women and how much they have contributed to our club and to our community and to the world. So, Debbie, we love you. We will miss you.
I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah. Come back and see us when you can. Anytime. You know you're always welcome. And the same is true of Julie and Vicki and Barbara as well. Barbara, do you have time to give us a quick update on the micro? You sent me these pictures and I didn't get to it last week, so.
Yeah, this is one of those exciting things about our international projects. We've been working on in Ecuador as part of a group led by Keith and Holly Axtell of the Marin Evening Club, who is the microcredit guru for the Rotary Foundation. And we participated, I think, in 2 or 3 global grants in this part of Ecuador, Esmeraldas. And it's actually expanded. The latest global grant has gone a little bit into the Amazon, and they're doing microcredit. Now, what makes a Rotary Global Grant different from every other microcredit program is the training component, because it is a requirement of applying for and becoming part of a microcredit group. They have different groups in the different villages, and they're the ones who basically run their little loan pool. But the training is a key component, and it is done by the members of a lot of it is done by the members of the Keto club that sponsors this global grant project. You have to understand that for them to get there, it's a half-hour flight or a 5-hour drive, because Keto, of course, is 10,000 feet, Esmeraldas is on the ocean, and it's one of those roads. But they go down, they do training in marketing, how to price your product, how to do your bookkeeping, what are your taxes, just all of those business components that are necessary to have a successful business.
So is this like a graduation picture from that training?
Yes. Yes, from that training. And so there's actually in Esmeraldas a Rotary Training Center, and they also do training for baking and pastries. They have a kitchen. They also have sewing machines because they teach tailoring. Yeah, so these are just some more of the pictures of the graduation ceremony of when people have gone through some of these specific training programs. And the pictures of some of the groups. Anyway, it's a phenomenally successful program. When we visited, and this was a few years ago, one of the great ones that we love to use as an example was a lady who got a microcredit loan. We're talking like $400 loan. And she bought her first sewing machine. And she paid that back. And she was part of a group. So when you're part of a group, you take turns. You don't just get a new loan, bing, bing, bing. You have to take turns and people have to pay them back. Normally they're repaid in 6 months. So then she got a second sewing machine. And when we visited, she had just purchased, with another microcredit loan, a leather sewing machine. So she had 3 regular sewing machines, she had a leather sewing machine, and she was employing 4 people. So it really shows you how the power of microcredit and the training, you gotta have that training on how to run a successful business, to lift people's economic status is just, you just sit there and you go, wow, this is why we do this.
And that's where our Rotary dollars go. So Rob, for the final time this year, would you update us on where we stand with our contributions to help make things like the microloan program worthy and functioning?
Okay, well, this is the final time this banner will be displayed, and it was inspired by our president who walked the Appalachian Trail from end to end, and this shows him traveling around the world. And so today, here he is at the finish line.
Yes, he is.
Arms raised in the air. I'd like to thank everybody who helped boost us on our goals here. And so on the Rotary Foundation, we've ended up at 63% of a very ambitious goal that Bill set. And so that's a lot of money. And likewise on Polio Plus, we were at 75, and the every Rotarian every year, we were at 99%.
Wow.
We might have been at 100, but I didn't have the data to put that in. Anyway.
And this was on top of a year where a lot of us were giving to the fire causes and now to the problems in Hawaii with Ron's group, and this has been a challenging year.
This was a tough year for the whole district.
Yeah.
All the clubs have results like this, but nonetheless, Sebastopol's an incredibly generous town, and there is, yeah.
The rest of the week.
Yeah, just make your check to the Rotary Foundation and give it to me.
Go online.
PJ, yeah, go online.
The green line, you said 63%. What does that represent in dollars?
Well, the goal was 24,000, so that's about $14,000.
Very nice.
So,
Thank you, Rob.
okay,
Thanks a lot.
I'll be back in 2 weeks. I'm doing the same thing for Matt Wetterman for another year. But we won't have this banner.
And I read on Facebook that our district was in the top 25 foundation giving.
We were number 16.
Yeah, number 16, that's impressive. In the world.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to try harder.
And that's where a lot of the money went this year, because we found that polio for the district was at 113% of gold. And annual fund is about 76% of gold, which we don't want to like to be at 100%. But the fire relief was also a big factor.
Yeah.
So we take what we can get, because you can't go back to cover and say you have to give more when they have already given much more than they intended to. So we're good, we'll be fine.
Yeah. Terry,
Bill?
would you like to give us an update on Crush and then move right from there on into our program?
Certainly. So we had the first Crush movie night last week. Tremendous representation of our club. Everyone who signed up to be there showed up, which is great. The movie was Walk the Line, Johnny Cash story. Kelly Ray from The Crush came up to me afterwards and said, this movie was a little dark, wasn't it? and yes, it was, but you know, most people stayed. They only had 1 or 2 people who bailed towards the end. It got a little chilly because it's 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock on any night in the summer in Sonoma County. But you know, we'll raise, I think we'll net out $100 out of this particular one. But this is a really easy thing to do. It's a wonderful camaraderie builder, team building. And I think we have 2 more openings throughout the summer. So take a look at that link we sent out. I'm sure Kathy will send out reminders to fill the final 2 links. But it's really easy, fun, and there's a brew pub just up the street from there, so we can meet there early, have dinner, a couple drinks, and go pour more drinks. So, and again, thanks to the Crush. If you see them or know anyone from there, please thank them for thinking of us in this effort.
Yeah, some of the upcoming films in August, Coal Miner's Daughter, and
there's another upcoming one.
Killer one at the end is Blues Brothers. That one should be really packed. By that, it's the last one. People will have heard of it. They've been talking about it all that time, and so it should be fun. I did put that information from the slide you sent me. If you want to try and go through it, or if not, you can just
I'll put them to sleep. The movie next week is Almost Famous, and it's a very cute. It's Kate Hudson's kind of her first movie where she shined, and she's a groupie following a band around in the 70s, and it's really pretty well done. Yes, sir.
See the movie while you're working?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you can.
And you can bring a comfy chair if you want,
Yeah.
and have a little blankie over your legs.
Yeah, we fixed it up so Joe can just pour into his mouth, but someone has to be there to make sure with the pump the charge. We had Charlie, Barbara. I'm looking around the room to see who's here. That was there helping us the other night. Charlie, Barbara. Thank you, Bill. Kathy's everywhere. We're thrilled to have it. So today we're doing something a little bit different. And I need, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I need you 2 to go sit over here.
Have we been bad?
Probably, but that's not what this is about.
That's the Group W bench.
Palm Drive Memorial Table. This is the bridal table. Oh, Marty. Oh. So we did this a couple of years ago, and it turned out to actually be kind of fun. So we're going to do it again, and we're going to play a little trivia. Bill, you have to sit at a table, Bill. You can't sit there by yourself.
I'm with this group.
So who's in charge over here? Oh, good, thanks. You can dump those little diamonds out on the table, or pie pieces. Who's in charge over here? Of course. And Nick, what a guy. The Trivial Pursuit pieces. So dump the pie pieces out, but don't lose them.
Excuse me.
What?
He's coming, hold on.
What's your problem? Larry. You're in charge now,
There we go.
not BJ.
Hey, the camel man's in charge.
And past president, yeah, someone dropped pieces off.
Are you doing yoga yet?
So it won't be, we're not gonna go around the roll dice and choose pieces. We're going to start here and go around, and we'll see how far we get before people start dropping out. So we're just gonna go down in order of cards we choose as far as category is concerned. So the first question is in the geography category.
Oh, there we go.
I know the world.
Acapulco.
What country's capital is Lagos? Everyone else be quiet if you're not on that team. It's this team only. Yeah, I heard Barbara say that too.
Throw that out, try again. Do it again.
Throw it out, do it again, whatever Joe says. Don't shout out the answer.
This
Unless you're on that team.
isn't like watching Jeopardy at home. Don't give us geography.
Oh no, you're getting geography. What country's most popular tourist area is called the Algarve?
The what?
Algarve. Put your hand down there. Who says Portugal? Portugal it is. Very good. So you may put one in.
The turquoise one.
Well, that doesn't really matter. We're breaking the rules today, Linda. We're breaking them all. Linda, you can shout out now if you want. That's okay.
We've been known to do.
So this would be entertainment.
10 o'clock at night, drunk as a.
What was Barbara Streisand's first film?
With Linda.
Oh, that's easy.
Debbie Does Dallas.
Joe shouted it.
Followed by Debbie Has a Cigarette, Does Dallas again.
Wrong.
Wrong.
Funny girl.
Oh.
I changed my.
Ask us that.
It's okay. You said funny girl when you first shouted it out.
I whispered.
But nice try. Thanks for playing. We'll be back. What is the capital, these guys, of Colombia?
Oh, I know that one.
Nick, you know everything.
That's my girlfriend.
Bogota. I have an ex-sister-in-law who was born in Bogota, and her other lineage is Italian and Puerto Rican, and she has one hell of a temper. This one is history.
Oh, Marty.
Yeah, there you go. We got the history teacher over there. Who taught the theory of evolution in 1925, contrary to Tennessee law?
Scopes.
I need a first name, please.
Terry.
Clarence Darrow representative, that's more information than.
Did anyone hear me say what lawyer represented? Scopes, John Scopes. Al, you may put one of the things in.
That was so good, put two in.
All right, so Bill, you're on this team?
Give him a heart.
So I think this is,
Well done.
I think this is American literature, it's hard to tell, but I don't see how this is literature. Who is the world's richest duck?
Wow. No.
This is for this table only. Okay, even if you think you know the answer, don't whisper it, because we can hear you.
Remember your childhood, you guys.
PJ,
PJ?
Huh?
are you not playing? This is this team. If you got it.
Here I do.
Very good.
Yeah.
You're
all right. You're all right.
Now, back over.
I know he just served you down.
PJ, I can shout, but you won't appreciate it. We're going to move into science and nature, because you're such a science and nature looking group. What is inside corn that makes it pop?
Marijuana.
Bad idea.
Water.
Came up with an answer. Who came up with that answer? Water? Very good. Put another thing in.
You were right.
Okay, the team formerly known as Linus and Kay's team. Sports and leisure.
Oh, all right.
If this is a Bears question, if it is, we're going to move. How many noggins are there in a pint?
I'll bet you.
Oh, I apologize, that's science and nature. I told you sports and nature. What was bullfighter Manuel Benitez Perez's professional name? What was that? It was El Corbodes. Corbodes. No.
Nick.
Wrong again. Okay, moving up to geography. Someone make Helene guess an answer, because she's just sitting there looking curious. This is a very appropriate question. What country after Canada and Mexico is closest to the U.S.? And the answer is not none. It's what country physically after Canada and the U.S. and Mexico is closest to the United States?
Is this for us?
Yes.
Russia.
Well, here it says Soviet Union, but you win. Very good. That's correct. Yes, thank you, Louis. I remember. I saw CNN.
So Russia is closer than Ukraine?
Yes.
Alaska.
That's right. Okay, for the back table over there with PJ. An entertainment question.
Entertainment, Kathleen.
What actress debuted in the 1938 film Intermezzo?
I know that.
Do you?
But I know that.
Let's go for somebody like Maureen.
Say that.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. 5, 4.
Lauren Bacall.
Lauren Bacall. Ingrid Bergman.
Oh, that was my second choice.
Okay.
We got screwed on that.
The Jerry table. You got screwed, Marty, that was the answer. History. What king was forced to witness the signing of the Magna Carta in 1215?
Ooh. Oh, that's easy.
Not at 12.
King Vitamin.
King Kong.
King Kong.
Is that your final answer?
The Tale of Two Presidents.
Very good, you got it.
Oh!
You got it. So after 2 rounds.
Was Bruce there for the sign?
How many do you guys have? 2. You guys have any back there? You have any? How about in the middle? 2.
1.
1. 2. All right, well, we'll let you guys play a little bit more. So we're moving into, that was history, art and literature.
We got screwed. Give it to him.
And this is the Needham table. Maybe that'll change your luck. Art and literature. Haven't you guys gone yet? Okay. Art and literature. I tried to get past you on this one, but who claimed his photograph in Cosmopolitan Costume and Academy Award?
Donald Trump.
This is written by Stone Hippies in the 70s. Very good.
Whoa!
Oh, so Linda, you would have known that.
Dan knew.
Dan knew. Well, Dan was in that magazine too, actually. It wasn't Burt Reynolds' hand, it was Dan's hand. They just needed a hand model.
Why did that cost him?
Why did it cost him a Academy or whatever?
Because he posed nude in Cosmopolitan.
Ah.
I guess. There could have been more minute details. So the question is in the science and nature category. You guys? Still you guys? Yeah, it's lunch. What bird can swim but can't fly? That's a neat question. Your answer? Scrooge McDuck? Penguin, very good. Now what's the style? It is the Nick team. That was Science and Nature, Sports and Leisure. What two suits are the one-eyed jacks in a deck of cards? In what two suits are the one-eyed jacks in a deck of cards?
I'm gonna say,
Come on, poker player.
I'm gonna say, clubs and spades, but it's just a guess.
Hearts and spades.
Oh.
But good, you sounded like you know what you're talking about. So that's good. Back over to geography and over to the Rogers Web table.
BJ got his Mel X.
What railroad has 97 stops on its 5,799 mile route?
The expensive one.
The expensive one?
Underground railroad.
Say it. It's not the Orient Express? The Orient Express.
The Trans-Siberian Railroad.
Oh, you are right, Marty.
Isn't there a band name for this guy?
No, that was,
The Orient Express.
it was, that's what
Okay, back to entertainment. Over here.
We're screwed.
What film featured Jack Nicholson, Jerry, as a Los Angeles private detective?
Oh, one of Richard's favorite movies.
Very good, you got it. See, he's worth something. Any trivia contest with Team Bill and your team.
Chinatown.
So did you add the thing to your list?
We're halfway there.
You're halfway there, it's 3, right? The next question over here is entertainment. Who made, not enough, not 6. Who made their movie Getaway to the song Foggy Mountain Breakdown? Who made their movie Getaway, a getaway scene in the movie, to Foggy Mountain Breakdown? You've all seen it. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That was it. You don't get it.
It's a tough crowd, tough crowd.
History to the back table, formerly known as the Needham table. Who replaced the assassinated Giacomo Matteotti in 1924? I can only read the question. You want to know the country, it costs you money. Who replaced the assassinated Giacomo Matteotti in 1924? This is not country of origin, please. Matteotti.
Of course, that's Makeko.
Very good, you get it.
What was the answer?
Mussolini. I think that was old Saturday Night Live joke.
I knew that, I just didn't want it.
Art and literature to the middle table. Lincoln, you're awfully quiet over there today.
Give him a music question.
Your wife's a teacher and you don't know any of these. Who solves the crime in Death on the Nile?
Oh my gosh, take it easy.
Yeah. Very good. Who knew that? Louis? Louis?
Louis Perrault.
Everyone at the table knew it.
I'm glad you did, because I probably wouldn't have. Moving down to science and nature in the back.
Science.
Great.
Oh, great.
When are we gonna get cytoplasm?
I know you know this because
Weights and
PJ,
measures.
you weren't a teacher, but you played one on TV. What was the name of Armstrong and Aldrin's lunar module?
It's not my cup of tea.
That's what my son.
What was the name of
Freedom.
Armstrong and Aldrin's lunar module. Louis, Jerry.
I go with.
We'll just say it.
Freedom!
The Eagle has landed. Where were you on that day?
I was teaching.
I was at work.
The Eagles went, yeah, remember the word.
So how many guys, okay, last one in this round.
Never mind, just.
That was history.
We got 4 so far. It's only 809.
Art and literature.
Winner gets the most misses wins.
What author named his main character for Oliver Wendell Holmes? Jerry knows the answer. No, but Bill did ask for a reread, but that was the answer. What author named his main character for Oliver Wendell Holmes?
Holmes. Can we try something else like this?
Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. What were you doing in the 70s? Hey, Paula?
Teaching.
I was growing up.
What were you doing in the 70s, Paula? Oh, never mind. We don't want to know. So what are you guys up to? 3, 2, 3. How many for real?
4. You got too many fingers.
1. You guys are at 3. All right.
Is it the truth? Only this.
That last one was arts and literature, science and nature over here. What part of the eye continues to grow throughout a person's life?
Really?
What part of the eye continues to grow throughout a person's life? Marty, are you on this table?
Yeah, but everybody's giving everybody else the answers. Can somebody give us the answer?
5, 4, 3. The lens, the lash. Did someone have it over there? Did somebody have it? No.
No, they did. Scott did.
Sports and leisure. Listen, okay, if you can't get sports and leisure, the biggest sports fan in the room. How much does Ventor Avenue cost in Monopoly? Ventor. Ventnor.
There's an N in it.
Ventnor.
That's yellow. It is yellow. Yellow.
Listen, you play a lot of games. 260.
Most of the Mediterranean. They're right at the front.
Over to geography over here.
Go Nick.
Where do you pass through the Pedro Miguel lock?
That's easy.
Where do you pass, this one table here in the middle, through the Pedro Miguel lock?
Laguna.
The whole answer to this?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, very good. You get it. Is that good you guys for now?
It has an actual name other than Panama. Who did it?
That was geography, entertainment.
Of course, Trump did.
Entertainment? For the lovely table in the back? Now, PJ, I asked you to be careful with whatever you shout out on this.
No, not some.
What did TV's IMF stand for?
International.
What? I gotta read. What did TV's IMF stand for?
Impossible mission force.
Very good. You got it.
Good one, Marty.
All right, we got 4.
And now the Brian Bauer is back sitting down at the table. A history question. What is Jimmy Carter's middle name?
Peanut.
You have to ask these guys if it's Earl. What were you? Yeah? Earl? Earl.
Oh, Sherry.
Jerry.
Jerry.
Bill. Art and literature.
Do you know my uncle?
Here we go.
What biography written by his brother was titled Lee?
Hey. Al, did you give us this?
What was the question?
Whose biography written by his brother was titled Lee? For this table over here. By Robert E. Lee? Lee Harvey Oswald.
Marty's starting to come around.
Art, well, Marty, we're avoiding you with this.
I don't think we have time.
Art and literature? Who has Miranda exclaiming, "Oh, brave new world that has such people in it"? Who has Miranda exclaiming, "Oh, brave new world that has such people in it"?
Thank God we don't have that entertainment question.
That's not Melania.
One more time?
Who? I did. Who has Miranda exclaiming, "Oh, brave new world that has such people in it"? Oh, brave new world that has such people in it. 5, 4, 3.
Okay.
T.S. Eliot cast?
Shakespeare. Of all,
It does
Dan.
sound like
I'm so
Shakespeare.
disappointed.
Does.
Because he was a long distance swimmer too, I think.
Nick, you're up again.
Science and nature to Nick. I mean, Nick's team. Nick knows this. I think Paula knows this. How many years of bad luck follow breaking a mirror? Huh? 7, very good.
Why don't you give us that kind of question? We're behind.
Because you're very special people back there.
He's going to show impartiality.
Sports and leisure.
Okay, you guys.
Okay, guys.
How many heads are there on
A quarter.
a croquet mallet?
Okay, now.
Two. I would think, no, wait a minute, you can do it on the side too.
That's
Okay.
point this morning.
Is it on?
What's the other side?
They're overthinking again.
Okay, Joe. Okay, Joe.
1.
2. I think I said you're overthinking it again. And geography to the power table. What country's major seaport is Alexandria?
That's wrong.
Ask your group if they want like. Jerry says, trust me,
Just taking a
I know
vote.
the answer.
This is fun.
Should have taken a vote.
This is fun.
Yeah.
Egypt, that's correct.
Oh, well.
So at the end of that round, Jerry, what was your answer?
Egypt.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
yeah, Mesopotamia. So you guys are still 3. Where are you guys now? 2. Wow, come up the roll. 5. Wow, I don't know what the prize is. 2.
Should have been 3.
We have 5.
You have 5? So if someone gets to 6 on this round, we can go home.
Yay!
Yay. If both of them get to 6, those 2 will have a trivia off. And this goes back to the
We'll
top.
leave.
Nope, second hook to entertainment. To the good-looking table over here. Who portrayed Washington Post executive editor Benjamin Bradley in All the President's Men? Who portrayed Washington Post executive editor Benjamin Bradley in All the President's Men? These things they're coming around. Very good. Jason Robart.
I'm not answering anymore.
Well, these were written before that recent one came out. But still, it's a very
And the
timely
boat you
question.
came in on.
History for the back table. Where did two jumbo jets collide in 1977? So Linda, you were in 7th grade, killing 579.
Charles Schultz. Charles Schultz.
It's not your question, Lee.
Just take it.
Nope. Canary Islands, Tenerife, Canary Islands. The computer advent has killed people's pronunciation skills. That was history. This is arts and literature. Don't worry, Nick knows the answer. What painter's works include Potato Eaters, Cypress Road, and Starry Night?
That's not fair.
The whole name, please.
Vincent Van Gogh.
Thank you.
Golf. Yeah.
Vincent V. would have done. That was art and literature, science, and nature.
Bring it on. I'm not answering.
Al would know this. What must a Mensa member be?
Oh, genius.
Very good. That's right. And that is called.
I was thinking of IQ number. Must be above IQ.
For the win, here we go. For the win.
Uh-oh.
Cheers on.
For the tie.
Why don't you see the question in another language?
This is a sports and leisure question, so I know that with Jerry's a big sports fan, and Brian watches Sports Center every night.
I like leisure.
Tom likes leisure. What country has the best defensive position in the board game Diplomacy?
Yes, finally. Good question.
Finally, a question
No.
that's not easy.
Well, it's gotta be.
Sorry.
No, really not. What country has the best defensive position in the board game Diplomacy?
The U.S.
England, yeah, right. England. The President-elect Matt is running an international conference right now. Yesterday's keynote speaker was Laura Bush. Today's keynote speaker is Trudeau from Canada.
Oh.
Very timely.
At the
So you are
convention
four,
in Toronto.
3,
I think we already have a winner.
no,
Big wiener.
you got 6?
That's the Nick Forrest Gump
The
team.
Nick table, 6? No, 5. You are the winner.
That's it.
You get nothing, but you are the winner. You will go home and feel good about this.
Wait, let's have a
Bill,
drawing. Drawing.
Marty, not
Wait,
gonna leave yet.
We're gonna drawing.
Got a drawing.
Drawing. Drawing. The last official drawing of the
Don't go anywhere. We're
military year.
Okay.
All right, for the winners, Dave. Me.
Oh.
Apparently, we have lots of tickets that did not get sold. Last four, 8747. Going once. England.
Nairobi.
8744.
Ho, ho, yeah!
Richard.
We won!
And consolation prize, nice bottle of, you know.